Dive into the world of Stephen Leslie, a talented photographer and author renowned for his ability to tell stories through the lens of his camera. Stephen Leslie captures candid moments of public street life, where nothing is staged or pre-planned. He roams the streets discreetly, blending into the shadows, yet illuminating the narratives and fleeting moments hidden in everyday scenes. By exclusively using film photography, each shot becomes a deliberate act. He must wait for the film to be developed before seeing the results, which adds an element of anticipation and thoughtfulness to his work. So how is Leslie's photography so remarkably well composed? Perhaps the answer lies in his dedication. Reflecting on his process, he explains, "What began as a simple way to stay visually alert between directing jobs soon morphed into a daily diary of images and eventually became an obsession I've been struggling to contain ever since." Stephen's photography is primarily set in London, but he has also captured scenes from around the globe. His London imagery is strikingly diverse, spanning parks, gutters, bus stops, and fun fairs. These shots portray the city as a dynamic, ever-changing landscape, filled with untold stories and rich, human moments. Each of Stephen's images tells a story, crafting characters out of people who often remain anonymous in the bustling Big Smoke. Join us in celebrating Stephen Leslie's creative vision, his ability to transform ordinary moments into extraordinary narratives, and the unique connection he fosters with his audience through his work. My Book Through the Lens, Inspiring Quotes from Master Photographers, is now available for purchase. This book is a captivating and inspiring collection of insights, reflections, and wisdom from some of the most renowned photographers in history. Get your copy now. The link to purchase it on Amazon is available below in the description box. Stephen Leslie is a British photographer, filmmaker, and screenwriter, renowned for his work in street photography. He began taking photographs around 11 or 12 years ago. At the time, he had been working at the BBC, creating documentary films. When he decided to leave that career behind to focus on writing, he sought a way to stay visually engaged. This led him to purchase a Yashica T5, which he used to capture street photography daily. For him, writing was a solitary and sedentary activity, so stepping out each day to take photographs provided a welcome break. It also helped him maintain a more active lifestyle, preventing significant weight gain. In those early days, he lacked access to the internet, and platforms like Flickr were still unheard of. Instead, he developed the photos, pasted them into a diary, and added small captions. Over time, his passion for photography grew to the point of obsession. He used his T5 cameras so extensively that he wore out 2 of them and had to pause for a while. Even so, he continued photographing during his travels, and discovering Flickr reignited his dedication to the craft. Today, photography has become an inseparable part of his life. He acknowledges the addiction and has accepted that he will never stop taking photos. It's a passion he no longer tries to resist. He has nothing against black and white photography, but his choice to work with color initially stemmed from financial considerations. It was cheaper for him to have color film developed than black and white. Over time, this preference became a habit. Although he still takes black and white photos occasionally, he loves the surprises that color can bring. He finds it fascinating how a seemingly mundane detail can suddenly take center stage thanks to the use of color. In his view, the photograph referenced above could only truly work in color. He photographs anything that catches his interest, often focusing on people or unusual situations. He enjoys images with a sense of humor and is drawn to characters, particularly those with distinctive traits. He admits to having a mild obsession with large mustaches and admires the unique style of many older residents in his part of North London. Older individuals especially appeal to him as subjects, as their faces tend to have more character. He also jokingly notes that photographing them comes with the added advantage of being able to outrun them if they object. Recently, he has started using a medium format camera on the street and asking people for permission to take their portraits. He still considers this approach to be street photography, though he acknowledges that some might disagree. He doesn't view digital photography as inherently bad. In fact, he acknowledges its convenience and versatility, though he also sees it as a potential way to spend a fortune trying to keep up with the latest advancements and trends. For him, a vital aspect of photography lies in the gap between pressing the shutter, completing a roll of film, and then processing it. What makes film special, beyond its distinctive look, an entirely separate discussion, he notes, is the wait and the anticipation of seeing whether the shot turned out as intended. In his opinion, digital photography eliminates that waiting period, fostering impatience, whereas film forces patience. This, in turn, encourages more thoughtful consideration with each shot. Additionally, the limitations of having only 36 exposures per roll, or even fewer with medium format, add to the intentionality of shooting on film. In his view, good street photography should feel effortless, tell a story, always remain engaging, and occasionally include an element of humor. He emphasizes the importance of avoiding cliches, as bad street photography, in his opinion, tends to be both boring and filled with overused ideas. He strongly believes in always carrying a camera. In his view, it's almost guaranteed that the one time you leave it behind will be the moment something extraordinary happens, like spotting a naked midget on a pogo stick chasing a Great Dane down the street. Without a camera, you'll curse yourself for missing the chance to capture it. He jokingly refers to this as Sod's Law, where something remarkable always seems to occur when you're unprepared. He also emphasizes the importance of studying the work of other photographers who have paved the way. Some of his personal favorites include Elliot Erwitt, Martin Parr, Saul Leiter, Richard Calvar, Jacques-Henri Lartigue, Bill Brandt, Joel Meyerowitz, and Richard Billingham, among many others. For him, these photographers provide endless inspiration. In 2018, he published his book Sparks, Adventures in Street Photography, which blends his writing and photography, offering a unique perspective on his experiences in street photography. Stephen Leslie's journey through photography is a testament to the transformative power of art and the profound connection between seeing and storytelling. His work does not simply capture moments. It invites us into worlds beyond the frame, offering glimpses into lives, experiences, and emotions that remain just out of reach. Through his lens, Leslie has created a visual language that speaks of the hidden narratives that surround us daily, transforming what might seem like ordinary scenes into deeply evocative stories. Leslie's photographs are not mere reflections of reality. They are subjective interpretations, carefully crafted to convey the essence of a moment rather than its literal truth. As Joel Sternfeld famously said, "No individual photo explains anything." That's what makes photography such a wonderful and problematic medium. It is the photographer's job to get this medium to say what you need it to say. For Leslie, photography is not about presenting a straightforward reality, but about creating what he calls convincing lies that spark emotions, ideas, and reflections in the viewer. Each image is a carefully constructed version of reality that invites us to question what we see and consider what lies beneath the surface. What makes Leslie's work so compelling is his ability to weave together the visual and the narrative. His photographs speak for themselves, but they also beg for stories to be told, stories that expand beyond what the eye can see. In his work, Leslie embraces the unpredictable, allowing the photos to dictate the direction of the narrative. Sometimes the stories emerge quickly, almost instinctively, as soon as the image is captured. Other times, it takes years for the true meaning of a photograph to unfold. This spontaneity, this trust in the creative process, is what makes Leslie's work so deeply personal and yet universally resonant. Through his images, Leslie challenges us to think more deeply about the world around us. He captures moments that seem familiar, yet when we look closer, we realize there's always more beneath the surface. His work encourages us to see not just with our eyes, but with our hearts and minds. It's an invitation to question, to reflect, and to recognize the complexity of the world we live in. Each photograph, like each story, holds layers of meaning, waiting to be uncovered. Leslie's photography is not just about the moments he has captured, but also about the moments he has missed. His work reflects on the choices we make, the photographs we do take, and those we let slip away. It's a meditation on time, memory, and the fleeting nature of life. At its core, his work is about recognizing the beauty in the everyday and embracing the unpredictable journey of creation. In looking at Leslie's body of work, we are reminded that art is not about perfect clarity. It's about exploring the unknown, about finding meaning in the spaces between certainty and ambiguity. Leslie's photographs challenge us to look at the world not just as it is, but as it could be, full of hidden stories, unexplored possibilities, and untold truths. His work invites us to embrace the messiness of life, to find beauty in the imperfect, and to reflect on the narratives we create both through our art and our lives. Stephen Leslie's photography stands as a powerful reminder of the potential within every moment, the stories that are waiting to be told, and the importance of embracing the unknown. His work invites us to see the world with fresh eyes, to pause and reflect, and to always seek out the deeper stories that lie just beyond the surface. It is a celebration of the unpredictable, a call to look closer, and a tribute to the transformative power of creativity.